It is the Riot Podcast. This is our special Black Friday edition, where today we get not just some post-Thanksgiving talk, we get some a chat with Nikki a few times, but we also do something that I think many would think is unexpected, and that is we chat deer hunting.
As we should. You know what? That feels like something that maybe in the show we've been lacking.
Yeah, I bet you there's a whole audience of deer hunters that maybe they listen to the podcast while they are out there hunting deer. Can you do that? If you have it, obviously you wouldn't have it on the speaker, but you have it in your headphones.
But you think about it at the same time, like, wouldn't you want to be able to like hear the rustling? I feel like you want to be one with nature, you know?
Yeah,
I'm out there in the deer stand. I want to be able to hear all the sounds.
Yeah.
And it's probably real relaxing when you're out there. Just maybe the silence. It's real early in the morning. The birds chirping and stuff. I could see that being a pretty nice time.
When you say relaxing, do you mean boring?
Yes, also boring.
Yeah.
But to them, when real hunters are out there, that's like meditation, man.
Yeah.
They wouldn't rather be anywhere else.
That's right. That's what they live for. Well, obviously, Isaiah and I share our expertise on deer hunting that you can stick around for.
Which is vast knowledge.
Yeah, you'll learn a lot. You will learn a lot. It's a good show. Happy Black Friday. If you're listening to this and it's still Black Friday weekend, free shipping at shop.radiou.com and all RadioU merch. We'll catch you next time.
See you guys.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on RadioU.
Welcome to Black Friday on the show. Welcome back from Thanksgiving. Happy Black Friday, Isaiah.
What a great day it is.
It is. It's such a wonderful time. It's hard to be. It's just, who could be upset on a day like today?
Day after Thanksgiving. We're all feeling pretty full.
You're full
feeling
of good
relaxed.
food. Yep.
Everyone's probably just hanging out today. Some people are working. Not very many.
Yeah, some have to. We are working here, but it's Black Friday. This is a special show. This is fun. We get to talk about of course, free shipping at shop.radiou.com. That makes it fun. You can go do a little shopping and support your favorite station in the process. And it's free shipping this weekend. So shop.radiou.com. And we get to play all Christmas music, get you in the holiday spirit. This is probably your first, for you, your first experience with Christmas music this year, would you say?
I would say pretty close, yeah.
I got a question for you. Is your parents' toy store, when do they start playing Christmas music?
They start playing it today.
Today's the day, huh?
Yeah. Before this, they weren't playing Christmas music.
Today, the Michael Bublé CD.
It starts rolling, baby. And I love that.
The sales start rolling in. Well, happy Black Friday. Text us 8772 RadioU. Let us know how your Thanksgiving went. And if you got any good deals you're looking for today on Black Friday. And of course, they can be found at shop.radiou.com.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot, RadioU.
Now's about the time where obviously we're playing Christmas music all day. You're getting into real Christmas mode. One of the things a lot of people do for the holidays, put together the family Christmas card.
It's that time. That time.
Isaiah, I'm sure that you do not send out a holiday Christmas card yourself, do you?
I don't have a family, so no.
But you and Jim the dog, some people would really love that.
People would love that, but I don't go to the extra lengths.
Does your mom get a family photo though and do something with this?
We've never done family Christmas cards ever.
Not even once.
Because my parents, yet again, they own the toy store, so this is a crazy time for them. They didn't have time.
Too busy to.
Oh, no chance we would get a photo shoot done.
Yeah.
Not even a picture. We couldn't even get a single picture during this time of year.
Well, a lot of people now they get like some photo when the family all happens to be together earlier in the year. And then now it's so easy. You just go to like Walgreens, you just plug your phone into the thing, and then you can whip some stuff up real quick. But it's not that cheap.
No.
If you got a lot of people you want to send to, but check this out. It looks like 54% of people still enjoy receiving greeting cards for the holidays. Still enjoy, they want to get those family Christmas cards in the mail.
I like them.
is it kind of exciting to get a Christmas card?
I don't know if it's exciting. I just think it's cute.
Well, you know what it is. And this is like the only time the mail is good for anything. Is it's fun to get something fun in the mail that's nice, that's not an ad or a bill. It's fun to get something fun. And
getting mail's pretty exciting if you don't know what it is. But usually you can always tell outside of the package.
Yeah, right. This is from my car insurance. But when it's handwritten,
I'm like, what could this be?
Or it has a little sticker for the return address, and you're like,
what could be inside?
Oh boy,
is there cash?
Yeah,
no.
Usually not. But there is a picture of your cousins, and
Cousin Eddie.
Yeah,
he's got a sweater on,
and so a lot of people find that very exciting. So if you are going to do Christmas cards, what's crazy is obviously, according to the survey here, people vastly prefer getting greeting like cards in the mail versus getting like a digital card.
Oh, yeah, definitely not.
A digital card is just a Facebook post. Like, why even go through that effort? You know what I mean?
What about handing out your Christmas card?
I think that's not, like, why would, I never do Christmas cards, actually, personally, me either. Not I'm grown, but I know our engineer.
Chris, I was thinking about Chris. He always hands it out.
Always hands out the cards, and that's nice. Why would he mail it to me? I don't even think he knows my address.
See him. Yeah.
So that'd be a waste of postage.
Yeah.
I like that, but I don't feel, I don't know. I actually do feel a little guilty that he gives me a card every year and I don't get
But you think about this too. I think when Chris does it, he has it in an envelope, doesn't he? Or does he hand it to you? Does he just hand you?
I think he a lot of times leaves it on my desk.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Yeah. He leaves it on the desk. You're right.
Yeah.
I need a Christmas card.
I think a Christmas card for you would be a hit. You and Jim.
But then, like, who am I mailing that to,
Yeah, I don't know who you'd. It would be weird to get a Christmas card from a single guy. I think
just
that'd be
me and my dog.
Uh-huh.
That would be.
And you write like a little letter, an update. Here's Jim has been just the same old menace of a self.
He's getting ready to turn 3.
Yeah,
still puppying it up.
Yeah, and then me, I work at the radio station like I have
the past couple years.
Yeah, try to fluff that up into a worthwhile little yarn there.
Yeah, I don't have much going on for a Christmas card.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, you're up pretty early for somebody that's not on the show. Does that mean you're doing any shopping today?
I feel like Black Friday sales years ago used to be something fun of like people used to go to malls and shop and like do Black Friday
wait
stuff.
in line.
I feel like now Black Friday sales started like 3-4 weeks ago. So is there anything left?
I kept seeing places that were like it's Black Friday deals all month long.
Mm-hmm.
That means no deals.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it feels like.
I mean, Isaiah, if you want like an Amazon Echo or a Kindle, that's all you can get. But I haven't seen any good stuff yet. But if anybody sees anything good, make sure you text it in.
Yeah, you go back in years past, and there used to be, I guess this was probably before Cyber Monday, right? And they'd put out like it'd be exciting to see the flyer for Black Friday come out sometimes weeks in advance. So you could start planning your Black Friday and where the places you would hit. I never really got that far into it, but I know people did. But I don't think even the people that love the deals the most, I don't think that they're getting that far into the Black Friday
Was
stuff
the flyer the same thing as like when you were a kid and you had the Toys R Us toy like Christmas catalog?
The catalog would come in the mail.
Yeah, you could go through and like circle it, and your mom was like, "No."
Oh, I still do that.
Circle the whole. Oh, you still do it?
Hey, our toys. My parents' toy store still sends out that catalog.
They do.
They do.
Yes, they do.
I didn't get one.
What? Well, that's because you never shop my parents' store.
You don't have any extras you can bring in?
I can bring you one.
Drum up some business here at the RadioU staff.
You can circle everything, and then parents come in with this catalog that's so many circles. Like, do you have this?
Yeah.
I'm like, we do. I guess.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, so we
I
still
just
do the
remember the look
catalogs.
on my mom's face, going like, "Why do you think you're getting this? What are we doing here?" And you're just like, "But it was so much fun to circle stuff." Just like Black Friday was always fun to like see what the sales would be, but we all have TVs and we all have our, our phones and stuff. So like tech wise, there's really not too much left to do.
Yeah. People used to do like the Blu-rays and stuff on Black Friday, but now, it's just all streaming service. Nikki, I feel like you probably I get the attitude that you don't really have not done a lot of like camping out overnight Black Friday shopping. Isaiah,
I've never done it.
Isaiah, did you ever do that? I don't know that about you.
Never did that, no.
Mm-mm.
I feel like nobody's doing that now.
No, nowadays I just don't think it.
Nobody's doing that. You think about like 10 years ago, people were like fighting in stores.
Yeah.
And now, like, that's because when you walked inside, you like had to fight to get those items.
Yeah.
Now it's probably so docile when you go in there because yet again, the deals are not real deals.
I think fighting was part of the fun because with the time
that's what made
I
it
went,
so great.
The more recent time that I went, and I wasn't like I was looking for one deal. And whatever, and like they had a ticketing system. You had to wait in line to get a ticket, and then you could go pick out your thing or whatever. And yeah, just not as fun. Like since they curtailed the fighting, they also curtailed the fun to me.
Yeah,
you need to have a little risk involved.
That is just passed along too. There's no fun in Black Friday sales except for the RadioU free shipping, or like if you just have something. But I mean, I remember one year it was that big sale, and I was like, I got dry shampoo, and I was like, wow,
what a gift!
And it was
Worth waiting for. Worth waiting for.
It wasn't even a gift to give somebody.
Yeah.
But again, if anybody finds any good deals, if you text 877 to RadioU and send us the link or see what you're getting, there's probably some stuff to find.
Well, I'll tell you that you don't have to look far. Shop.radiou.com. Free shipping for Black Friday while supplies last.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Today, Isaiah, I don't know if you know this, is not only Black Friday, they also call it Brown Friday.
We've talked about this before.
Yeah, you know Brown Friday.
I hate it.
And that is because for the plumbers out there, they know that today, a big, they can't take the day off today. This is needed more than ever. Myriad reasons of why you'd expect more plumbing issues today than any other. And it's not just like many people are thinking probably your mind when you think of plumbing goes to the toilet, right?
That is where it goes.
It goes right to the toilet. Oh, yeah, because people ate so much and they clogged. No, well, I mean, I'm sure that happens, but that's not the only thing. The other thing is people have more company, so more likely to have a shower issue because people are staying over. But this is the top thing. People putting stuff in the garbage disposal and messing up their sink. And I don't know about you, but I don't know the first, like, if you tried fixing a garbage disposal, you don't want to mess with that.
Sounds dangerous.
You'll chop your hand all up.
Yeah.
No, it's not chopping up this turkey bone, but suddenly, all of a sudden, it's chopping up my hand. So you gotta turn to the professionals. And there's a lot of certain things around my house that even though I don't have a lot of expertise in, I feel like I can mess with if I need to. The garbage disposal's not one of them.
No chance.
And there's a lot of areas in life where you might not have a lot of expertise, but you're like, if this issue arises, when this thing happens, I think I can deal with it. But there's also, it's important to know what you don't know. It's important to know the areas of your life where I need to call in a professional because I can't deal with this myself. And I'm telling you that that's not just like fixing actual possessions, appliances, whatever in your life. It's also like emotional, spiritual stuff. Like when you're going through relationship issues, for example, it's important to know I can't deal with this just internally by myself. If you're going through a tough time, I can't deal. I know enough to know that I need some outside help. I need an expert. Jesus will be the expert for you. Call on him. It's any day of the week. Today, Brown Friday, you might have a tough time getting a plumber on the horn. Because they're so busy. Jesus is never too busy for you. He will help no matter what. Big or small, he's got you.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
Now, obviously, yesterday, Thanksgiving, we didn't do a show. We enjoyed the day off. But that means we didn't get to do our Thursday Tradition Choice Champions. So we're going to do a little bit of an unofficial Choice Champions draft right here, where Isaiah and I are going to draft which Thanksgiving leftovers we're going after. There's only enough for one of us for each of the different dishes, so we're going to divvy them up. Isaiah, you can take the first pick. Snake draft style, 3 picks each. Go for it.
At number 1 overall, I am going to go with the mashed potatoes.
The mashed potato, with or without gravy?
I'm taking it with gravy. I like gravy.
Ooh,
Mashed
Man.
potatoes and gravy is my number one.
If we play this by now, you've claimed the gravy, and I can't have it. That's gonna.
Well, you can use gravy on other things.
I can.
I think so. Yeah.
What about mashed potatoes and gravy?
Or maybe we just leave gravy out. Probably just do mashed potatoes.
Gravy is just a given.
Yeah.
There's enough gravy for all. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, because you want to drown your leftovers in some point in gravy.
Yeah.
So, although in my experience, unfortunately, that's often the first thing that runs out. All right, so you got mashed potatoes. For my 2 and 3 picks, I'm going to be a little creative.
Let's hear it.
First of all, I am going to take stuffing. That's not creative at all. But I know that besides that I love stuffing, I also know that based off of surveys, it is the most popular of the Thanksgiving sides. So obviously a crowd pleaser. And then I'm also going to go, because I think this will make for a good plate. Even though I don't actually have this Thanksgiving, I'm taking ham.
Oh, you're taking ham.
I'm taking ham.
I like ham.
Because essentially the honey ham, or like a maple ham, the other stuff goes so well with it. It all, like, you just mash it all together. It's even better than putting turkey with your leftovers. Putting ham with your leftovers works way better.
Well, if you're taking ham, that means I gotta take turkey.
You can have it.
I'm gonna wrap up turkey, and then I'll follow that one. I am in a weird place right now.
Mm.
But what I'm gonna go is I'm just gonna make it a meal.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the apple pie.
Whoa.
Because this is pretty much what I've got in my house right now. I'm going to do the apple pie because there's nothing better than warming up an apple pie.
That's a shocking choice.
I need a dessert.
Some would say that's not even technically a leftover, but I'll allow it.
There's always leftover pie.
Yeah, but it's not a leftover though. You wouldn't call it leftovers.
Oh, I would. I would say box me up some of that pie. I'd say I did say box me up some of that pie. I got that apple pie in my house right now. And when I warm it up, it's just brand new again.
All right. I've got a tough call here for the very last choice, because what do I have? I already have ham and stuffing, the two go-tos. Then I've got a real tough call between my other two. I've got 2 choices for one spot. And I'm going to take mac and cheese.
Oh, you did it. I thought you might.
As a crowd pleaser.
Mac and cheese. Oh, man.
But assuming we don't usually do this, but it's an unofficial choice champions, my honorable mention that I really had a close call with is corn pudding.
Corn pudding?
Because I did have that yesterday. Oh, my gosh. You know what? That might even be better than stuffing. I actually may have made an error here, but the corn pudding. I just think corn pudding and stuffing are very similar. Mac and cheese is something different. And you got mac and cheese, stuffing, and ham. That's a full meal. It's a nice
mac and cheese,
there.
stuffing, ham.
And actually, on second thought, I don't even know if I need the gravy.
And I've got mashed potatoes, turkey, then the old apple pie. Give it a little sweetness at the end. My only other thing I considered.
Yeah.
Because my mom makes this, and it's so good. The only reason I didn't take it is because I already had mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Is I was going to go cheesy potatoes.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to double down on the potatoes.
I didn't want to double down on them, but the cheesy potatoes, oh my gosh, so good. I almost could have taken that over mashed potatoes. I considered it.
Yeah. Cheesy potatoes. Almost any variation of potatoes is worthy to be considered.
Yeah, my mom does like a cheesy potato casserole. Oh my gosh. That was the other one I was considering, and it's almost better than the mashed potatoes, but I lean with it. Mashed potatoes, turkey, apple pie.
All right, text in 8772 RadioU, whose choice champions leftovers plate is better, and we'll see what people are saying.
What could we have left off? What are people going to text in that we could have left off?
I have a couple thoughts in mind.
Okay.
That I would never pick, but I know people will say. 8772 RadioU. We'll see what people are saying coming up in a few.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
We are in the midst of Choice Champions, kind of an unofficial since it's not a Thursday. Just a little impromptu Choice Champions where we're drafting the Thanksgiving leftovers. Isaiah, you had the first choice, and your team is
mashed potatoes. I took it number 1
with gravy.
Follow that up with turkey. And then wrap it up with that sweet apple pie.
And I had the second pick, which obviously means the third pick as well. I allowed Isaiah to get the Thanksgiving turkey because I surpassed it, instead taking stuffing and ham. I think ham is superior to turkey. And then my last choice, I went with mac and cheese. The good mac and cheese has got to be baked and nice and crispy. That's so good, reheated too. And so the votes are coming in. Alex texted in, said, how can you not choose Isaiah with the mashed potatoes?
Boom.
We have Jamie texting in, Hudson should have chosen the corn pudding over the mac and cheese. I'm voting for Isaiah. And it looks like Adam here says, can't believe that neither of us chose sweet potato casserole.
I know people like them sweet potatoes. I am very open that I don't like sweet potatoes in anything.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't lean that way.
Wait, is sweet potatoes, is that even a casserole? Is that what you do at your house, Adam?
Sweet potato casserole?
Casserole?
Yeah.
Is it a casserole?
Sweet potato casserole? Yeah. There's sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
And then there's sweet potato casserole.
I don't know what the difference is.
Like you've never had a sweet potato?
Did people just eat sweet potatoes?
Like a baked sweet potato?
And baked? I guess you do that, right?
Yeah. Like if I said, have you ever had a sweet potato?
You wouldn't do that.
You would think I'm thinking baked sweet potato.
No. If you said, have I had a sweet potato? I don't know.
If you ordered at Texas Roadhouse, they would bring a baked sweet potato to you.
Yeah, but that's not Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never eat these things.
Yeah, sweet potato casserole is the right verbiage.
We've mentioned earlier that earlier this Thanksgiving season that I'm starting to maybe have an open mind towards sweet potato stuff, but it's still not. I didn't have any yesterday, so I don't know what else could have made the cut. What else could have been a close call? Nobody said anything about green bean casserole, though. I know that's a big Thanksgiving.
My brother
thing.
loves that. It's like his favorite thing.
It's crazy.
At Thanksgiving, my younger brother loves green bean casserole.
Another vote coming in here from Danielle, who says that how could you not choose Isaiah with the turkey? People are against my team. I thought the ham and stuffing would be a crowd pleaser.
I think that was a good choice by you. I love the ham.
Think about this, right? You've never had deep fried turkey, but deep fried turkey obviously much better than roast turkey, but deep fried turkey and roast turkey, when you reheat them, not that different, actually. So ham reheated is definitely better than any turkey reheated. So that's, I feel like I'm really getting slighted here, but you know what? I might have to confess, Isaiah, it looks like you may have won.
I feel like I made a huge mistake, though.
You won even though you made a huge mistake?
Well, there's two other things that I thought of after the fact that people are going to pick. One of them I do not care for, but I know a lot of people like, which is deviled eggs. A lot of people like deviled eggs, and that is a Thanksgiving must for so many families. But the one thing that I skipped on, and this is like, it feels bad because I wasn't true to myself.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I think about Thanksgiving, there is one thing that stands above. I should have taken it number one overall. I think you know where I'm going with this.
I think I did. I can tell by the look on your face.
I'm going with the rolls.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking.
I left the rolls out. You guys know I love the bread.
That's not a leftover.
Oh, the rolls are a leftover, brother. You warm up some of them Hawaiian rolls, maybe some croissants. Ugh.
Well,
I can't believe I left the rolls off there. So many great
I thought you were going to say, what do you call it? Cherry fluff?
Oh, cherry fluff. That's a dessert.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that.
Believe it or not, we didn't have that yet. So it's more of a Christmas thing, but sometimes it's at Thanksgiving too. It just depends what Thanksgiving I go to. This year, it was just my immediate family, where when I go to my large family Thanksgiving, which we do every other year, it's always there.
Yeah.
When it's my immediate family, usually we just do pies.
All right,
That's why apple pie was top of mind for me.
Real quick, we've done like our draft, but what is your actual ideal Thanksgiving leftover plate? Like, just describe it to me.
Oh, probably mashed potatoes, cheesy potatoes. I'm doing ham and turkey. That's probably it.
That's it, huh?
Probably, yeah.
I was thinking for me, I've got two. I've either got like the sweet. It depends. If we had ham for Thanksgiving, which we didn't this year, then it's ham. And like, obviously mashed potatoes and gravy, stuffing with the gravy on it, and corn pudding. That's one ideal. But then the other, if we have turkey, I want a sandwich. I want it all melded together. So I want bread, like some kind of roll, some kind of carb with turkey on top, with stuffing on top, with gravy on all of that, and then mashed potatoes and mac and cheese and like just everything else.
So you like everything?
Well, no. A lot of people put cranberry sauce in all of this. I would not. But that's another one.
Jeez, you picky boy.
Can't believe nobody texted that in. But Isaiah has won today, although this is unofficial choice champion, so it doesn't go on the official record.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
Nikki's with us. Nikki, I'm hoping you've seen this, that every year there seems to be like a big holiday trend for decorating. Something that nowadays it's TikTok, where everybody on TikTok is making something so popular that you can't get it. In this case, this year, it's something called the Grand Duchess Christmas tree.
Oh, yeah, Hudson and Isaiah, of course. You just have to pretend like you know what it is, but I actually do.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Darn it.
For you never have to pretend. The Grand Duchess Christmas tree, if you haven't seen, it's a brand of Christmas tree, and it's in such high demand at Home Depot where it would be found that basically it's selling out everywhere, and so people can't find it. But the thing is, like, these Christmas trees, and this is a shock to me, these are like $1,000 for a tree, for an artificial Christmas tree.
Also because people are reselling them on eBay, so
the darn resellers at it again.
It is. It's the scalpers of the Christmas tree who then goes and resells them. So they're very hard to find, but they're pretty. I mean, I think they're called, is it balsam trees that they're supposed to mimic? Is that the word balsam?
Balsam wood?
They're
fir.
very nice looking.
Yeah, I mean they do look nice, but I mean, God bless the Home Depot employees that are there, like, dealing with these people, and they're mocking, like, the TikToks I'm seeing are of the Home Depot employees mocking these people, like, why would you spend $1,000 on a Christmas tree?
Yeah, there's some that are cheaper. It just depends on like what size. And if you want the true, because there's so many, these have been very popular for like the last month and a half. So most places, they don't have them. And so they hate that you're calling to ask them. But most places have dupes. So if you just go look around, you can get this sort of style of tree.
Yeah, there's like, what is really the difference between $1,000 tree?
You would never know. You're supposed to check the tag when you go to your friend's house.
If I walked into your house and I saw a Christmas tree standing up, I would never be like, whoa, that must be $1,000 tree.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure.
Is that a Grand Duchess?
That has to be a balsam, huh?
Isaiah, you don't have a tree, do you?
No, it's not a balsam. It's an awesome.
Yeah. No tree for me. Yet.
Nikki, confess, how much would you estimate you spent on your Christmas tree?
Well, I used to have two, and then when I moved, I sold a really, really big one that I had. And I think that one was... do I want to say? It was over 500.
Wow. So this, you're like, not a big deal.
No, that was
She's
like,
one of them.
Yeah.
That was like 2-story tall one. Now I have a normal one. And if you go to Costco, like they're like a couple $100. So they're not bad.
You're a few good investments away from buying one of these. From being in the market anyways. Yeah.
I should have bought one when I had the chance. I want a balsam now. I take it back. I want one.
It's wild too because these are like 7.5 feet tall. I would notice the difference if I walked into your house and you had like a 20-footer tree. I'd be like, okay, that's an expensive tree. But if it's a 7.5 foot tall tree, that is not tall enough to be that expensive.
No.
I think everybody just wants the tree to look as real as possible. So all the TikToks that I saw about these trees and like the ones that are trending is that they just really look real. But you got to pay the price for that.
Yeah.
That's expensive. It's like, wasn't it last year the flocked trees were popular, or was that the year before, the ones that look like snow on them? So you just see what the trend is.
Which is not realistic, obviously.
And not popular this year, so you bought the wrong one.
Right. Now your Christmas tree, 1 year, it's already out of style. What this really tells you is how much real trees suck.
Yeah.
If you're willing.
People are willing to pay $1,000 for a tree that they can reuse that looks real rather than pay what's still expensive, but a lot less to go get a real tree that actually is real.
But remember, the real tree problem is that for people who like to put their tree up earlier, so like if your tree's up now, you can't have a real tree for this long. It wouldn't last till Christmas.
Oh, that's one of the many problems with a real tree.
Sure.
I am highly anti-real tree. Even though my dad works at a Christmas tree farm. I literally said this on Wednesday. If he offered me the best free tree in the whole farm, I would say no.
And
I
he's
won't
so
take
disappointed in you.
I know.
You're giving your dad just terrible PR on the radio.
This is how you know RadioU's not commercial, because I can just rail on the entire Christmas tree.
His own father.
Yeah, right.
He has no
if
boundaries.
anybody, yeah, I will.
You're such a good son.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
Of course, this is a prime time for football. We had some good games yesterday, but even more importantly, a good game or two today, and some great games tomorrow and Sunday. You know what? In the NFL, the NFL can't even occupy space in my brain right now, because tonight we have Oregon State, which is a good game in college. But then tomorrow, obviously, Michigan, Ohio State highlights the slate of rivalry games and just some huge matchups that are fun all the time, but especially fun when they play such a role in the college football playoff.
It's got my heart racing. I mean, my heart is racing thinking about, it's the game of the year. Like, it's the game of the year, and there's just so much. The Ohio State-Michigan game is always so epic, and there's so much greatness behind it. But this year, a couple reasons that make it so much more, obviously, with the whole, Michigan cheating allegations.
Yeah.
No Jim Harbaugh on the sidelines. Both teams come into the game undefeated, so obviously fighting for a college football playoff spot. Michigan's won back-to-back years, winning 3 times in a row against Ohio State. Humongous. And the other thing, too, is this may be one of, if not the biggest Ohio State-Michigan game we have left in the regular season. Because after this, we could meet in the Big Ten Championship game. We very well could meet in the college football playoff. And so what's so much of my life, I grew up in the very last game of the season, Ohio State-Michigan, was the biggest game of the entire year.
Yeah.
I think after this year, and I hate to say this because I love the rivalry so much, it could lose some of its luster because of the possibilities of playing again in the 12-team playoff. I think it'll still be great, but this year really could be maybe the last big hurrah of the last game.
I didn't even fathom that initially, but you're right. This is the last. You got to soak it in this year, that it means so much more. I mean, obviously a rivalry is a rivalry, but not only the idea that, you could rematch in the Big Ten championship game
the
starting
following
next
week.
year.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that if this exact scenario played out next year and going forward, it wouldn't be do or die, because you're both, if this happens next year, you're both, Ohio State and Michigan are both going to be in the college football playoff no matter what. Forget about being in the Big Ten championship game, where you could rematch there and then both make it into the college football playoff.
And then realistically, this year, if it was the 12-team playoff and Ohio State and Michigan both made it in, there is a very real likelihood that they could have played again in the college football playoff.
Yeah.
That's 3 times in one season.
That sucks, actually. When
I know,
when
right?
you think about that.
I hate it, but also, but
all
that
this
just makes,
so that Tulane can have a shot next year.
Get in.
Or whatever. Yeah.
But also, it makes tomorrow so much sweeter. As a huge lifelong Ohio State fan, it really is a legendary game, and I cannot wait for it.
I don't know how you honestly, I don't know how you put yourself through it. I'm such a big Ohio State hater. I get so amped up for the game too. But the idea that that I could live or die even more with this if I was a Michigan or Ohio State fan, it's difficult, because I don't have a big college football is the only place where you have rivalries that mean this much now. And so since I don't have a dedicated team, I don't get to feel this in any other sport. And that's actually kind of, I feel like I'm missing out, but I also feel like I don't know if emotionally I am mature enough for that.
It is the highest of highs, but the lowest of lows.
Yeah.
And that's what makes sports great, because that's how it always is. It's the highest of highs and the lowest of lows at some point.
An appropriate way to get some of that animosity out, where the rest, if you started, the way you act around Ohio State, Michigan, you should not act that way around, politics or things that,
anything else in your life.
Yeah, right. But when it comes to sports, I think it's okay, as long as you still got to keep it in check. But it is, it's a special thing.
Coming into Monday, it'll just going to depend. This game tomorrow at noon is going to decide my entire fate for Monday, for the entire next year of my college football fandom. And I'm excited. I'm nervous. You guys already know who I think is going to win.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a heck of a game. And if Ohio State wins tomorrow, if you're a Michigan fan, don't even know if I'd tune in on Monday.
Yeah,
because I am going to be ruthless.
Michigan fans particularly have so much on the line that they might need to hide a little bit for several days.
But if they win, then that's looking bad for me.
You know what they'll be doing?
Same thing I would.
Hot dogging.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
Now, for some of these movies, I guess they've already been out for a day or two because they wanted to put them out before Thanksgiving. But I'll tell you this, it is a huge weekend for movies. There's not like it's not like a Marvel movie weekend or something like that, not a superhero movie, but there's just so many various options that are actually like legit big movies at home and streaming. So check this out, Isaiah. I'll start with, this is a big time for family movies, stuff you'd take the whole clan out to enjoy in the theaters. So Disney put out their new movie. It's called Wish. It's animated. It looks like it's got like a princess and a goat. I believe she wishes on a star or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah. Pretty fair to Midland reviews, I would say. So that's one option. You could go out in theaters and see that. It looks like it got a 51% on Rotten Tomatoes, so really average. But then again, you think Disney princess movie, you're probably thinking you expect better than that.
Yeah, probably.
Not going to stop people from seeing it, though, I would say. So that's one big option out in the theaters. The other big theater option that's new this weekend, there's been a lot of talk about this, Napoleon. Historical drama. Ridley Scott, the man behind Alien, the man behind Terminator, the man behind Gladiator. He's behind Napoleon, starring Joaquin Phoenix.
Talks about the rise and the fall of the iconic French Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte, who's a pretty interesting character in history.
Yeah. He really is, right? He just like conquered a bunch of stuff, right? Got into a bunch of battles. He was like a very good at wartime strategery back in those days. So it could be, this one, I feel like I'm going to wind up watching at some point. It won't be this weekend, but I probably will wind up watching it because it feels Oscar baity too, like super. Although it only has a 67% on Rotten Tomatoes. So again, you expect better.
When you think about it too, I mean, Napoleon Bonaparte, I would say he's a pretty big name in history. Yeah. And so for the history buffs, they will be out this weekend watching that movie.
Well, I've already seen people complaining, saying that it's not historically accurate.
Is he too tall?
Probably. But people say that about every movie that's historical ever. And Ridley Scott has already addressed that. He's like, I'm not making a documentary here. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't have a big problem with that. Now, there's a lot of good options good is a strong word. There's a lot of options on streaming as well. This one has already been out in theaters, but it is now available for you to watch if you have Prime Video. That is Evil Dead Rise, if you want something a little spookier, of course. There's also, on Peacock, Genie. Now, you probably haven't, you may not have seen any promotion for this, Isaiah, but Melissa McCarthy is in it. It follows a man who accidentally unleashes the genie, that's Melissa McCarthy, who will help him get his life in order just in time for the holidays. So, Melissa McCarthy, probably a little funny.
I can imagine some comedy.
And it's Christmassy, so seasonably appropriate. So that's a good option for you right there, if you have Peacock. I've also got here, this is the one, I'm telling you that I will watch, I will come back here on Monday with a review for this movie, and that is Good Burger 2 on Paramount Plus.
I think you're the only person who's going to come back with a review of that.
That's not true. There's a lot of people who grew up on Good Burger. I was a little young when Good Burger originally came out. I was wasn't able to watch it at that time because I was just so tiny. But I did watch it later on, enjoyed it a lot, and now Good Burger 2, real excited. Keenan and Kel getting back together. Keenan, of course, Keenan Thompson from Saturday Night Live. It's got to have some laughs in it, right?
You'd think so.
You gonna watch that?
No, I think the movie of the weekend is still The Hunger Games. If you haven't seen that yet, I've heard the people who have seen it that I know have given that very, very good reviews. He said it's real. If you're a fan of the Hunger Games, it's a much watch.
That's on. What did you say? Much watch.
A must watch.
That's on my list because I've seen all the Hunger Games. I enjoyed them by and large. So I'd like to get back to that. I've got one more movie. How do you feel about Adam Sandler?
I like Adam Sandler.
You know, he's got a new movie on Netflix.
It's called
Leo. Take if you haven't seen any promotion for this, take a wild stab. What happens in Leo?
I have no idea.
Well, I'll tell you, Leo is an animated movie.
It's a lizard?
Fun
an
for the
iguana?
whole family. Yeah. He's a lizard. It says, okay, that's not
Bill
accurate.
Burr's in it. Rob Schneider.
It's got
Sonny Sandler, Sadie Sandler, Jackie Sandler. It's his whole family.
I believe that he is a lizard that's in he's like the pet lizard for an elementary school class. And I don't know. I guess it's funny. Good for kids.
Leo the lizard has been stuck in the same Florida school for decades. When he learns he only has 1 year left to live, he plans to escape to freedom, but instead has to rescue his class from their horribly mean substitute teacher. Sounds good.
I bet you that might be one of the most watched things this weekend.
Yeah.
Probably more watched than Good Burger, if I had to guess, actually.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
A special Black Friday edition. We tried to find something Christmassy, and I did just that. I've come across, there's a new gingerbread toast crunch.
It's epic.
This is Christmas in a box right here. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, where does that rank for you as far as cereals go?
Probably like a top 3 cereal.
It's up there, right? Mount Rushmore for sure. So expectations for this, pretty high. Pretty hopeful. The smell test smells pretty good.
Smells like cinnamon.
I don't know what I compare that to. I don't know if I get a super strong, obviously this is gingerbread smell, but actually for me, I might prefer that because I don't know if I like gingerbread itself that much. So,
but I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
The box looks really cool. It's a nice light blue color. I'm with it. Gingerbread house on the front.
Yeah, yet again, very Christmassy. I'm ready to just try it. I've got the milk already mixed in here.
So do I.
I don't want it to get soggy, so I'm going to dive in.
Oh, boy.
That's pretty
What
gingerbread.
is that? Is that gingerbready?
It tastes like you know what's weird? It almost tastes like an off-brand Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Doesn't it taste more cinnamony?
Yeah. Yeah, I get like a little hint of gingerbread, like a little hint of the ginger, but it doesn't taste, maybe if we had it side by side, but really it doesn't taste vastly different from a Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It definitely feels like it could be, like you just could be duped into, this is the malto meal version of Cinnamon Toast Crunch or something.
If we did a side-by-side taste test blindfolded, no shot. You
don't think I'd be able to tell?
No shot.
They definitely taste different.
Barely. I mean, it's barely. If I gave this to you in a bowl and didn't say anything, and I asked you what this is, you would say Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
But the upside of that is Cinnamon Toast Crunch is, as we said, it goes top 3 cereal. So that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just if you're hoping for gingerbread, I don't know if you're getting it here the way you would like. Let's try it dry.
I'm trying dry.
See if we get more or less ginger.
I'm getting about the same amount of ginger.
Which is nearly 0.
Yeah. Which is okay.
Yeah, that's okay. You know what? I'm not going to be upset to turn to this box when I'm hungry here at Radio U.
Is this more expensive than the regular box? That's my question.
Actually, I was going to bring that up. It's not more expensive than a regular Cinnamon Toast Crunch. They're the same. If you got the family, that's a family size. You got the family size Cinnamon Toast Crunch, it's the same price. However, when was the last time you bought cereal?
Years ago.
You would be shocked. You know, everything's gone up in price.
Mm-hmm.
Guess how much that cereal was?
This should be like $2 or $3.
You're kidding me.
$3?
You're a sweet kid. That was like $5.49.
No, it is not.
It's a family size, but I swear to you, $5.49.
$5.49?
Or 2 for $9.
This should be like $3. It's cereal. This has no nutritional value.
It's got all the vitamins, right?
No.
Look at it. It's probably got 100% of your, vitamin C.
Cereal is like the least nutritious thing you can buy. But I will say for this, if you have like a family and kids and you wanted to have a Christmassy breakfast, this would be a good choice because if the kids already like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you buy them this, it's the exact same darn thing. And you know they're going to like it. It won't go to waste.
Yeah.
But it seems Christmassy to them.
Just because of what's on the box.
It's a little childhood dupe. I like it.
A little switcheroo they pulled. All right. You want to give it a rating?
Yeah, let's rate it.
I guess I have to give it two different ratings. One,
I do too.
Based off of the gingerbread nature of it, I give it a 1 out of 5 because
like
it's
a
not
1.5.
ginger.
Yeah,
not ginger at all. However, based off of taste, 4 at least.
At least a 4. I'm thinking like a 4.3.
I'd totally eat this, and if it wasn't so expensive, I'd totally buy it.
Yep. I agree. I'm right there with you on the same score. So
that's actually one of the more tasty food fights we've done for a while.
Oh, I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna finish my cereal.
Absolutely.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
We've woken up for our special Black Friday show. Nikki, bright and early. Good morning, Nikki.
Hey, good morning. Happy Black Friday. Happy free shipping all weekend at shop.radiou.com.
Oh, what a happy time. Nikki, we got to talk about your Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Isaiah had a good question for you.
You're going to love this, Nikki.
Yeah.
So my question,
why am I suddenly afraid?
My question is a lot of this week, Hudson and I have talked about Thanksgiving contention, right?
Yeah.
A lot of our texters have texted about like what they're worried about for Thanksgiving. And so my question for you is, for your Thanksgivings in the past, has there ever been like a big contention point in like families getting things together the morning of, being a little bit stressful? You're not looking forward to see somebody at your Thanksgiving. Not that I want you to throw somebody under.
No, but I get what you're saying. Is there something that usually is a source of worry going into the big holiday from
like
yesterday?
You don't want to see Uncle Bill or something because you know he's going to get super political?
Well, I think I've been pretty forthright in the past years. Like yesterday, and it was no exception, but like I'm not a fan of Thanksgiving. I don't care for turkey. I don't care for all the setup. It's not like my favorite holiday. And so usually my only contention is if someone's coming over who is way into it and almost tries to convert me or doesn't understand why I don't have more pop and circumstance with it, or just like, why am I not so excited? And there's a couple of people I'm thinking of in particular, and man, it annoys me because I'm like, I just don't care. Whatever you say, I just don't care about Thanksgiving.
What do they do? Do they try to are they like, all right, everybody around the table, let's take 5 minutes each and say what we're thankful for?
Yes.
Well, it's not even just that. It's the whole thing. Like when they would help me like prepare the meal and they're just like, aren't you so excited? This is the bestest. And I'm just like, why do we have to do any of this? I'm almost too grumpy. And then during the whole thing, they want it to look a certain way, do their, like dishes their certain way. And, I just don't care for, even though yesterday was fun, like hopefully everybody had a good Thanksgiving, but I just can never get into it as much as they want me to.
Nikki, you would hate this. We talked on Wednesday about a family on TikTok where they have like a spreadsheet and a point system to determine how much like points you get for cooking a certain dish. And then also a certain amount of points divvied up to each of the different chores. And then they have a Zoom meeting because everybody doesn't live together, but they get together on Thanksgiving, a Zoom meeting to draft up to make sure everybody has the same amount of points so it's fair. That sounds like the type of thing you would hate.
Oh, I would be, first off, I don't want another meeting. And then, I would be at the very bottom of it, even though maybe that would spark my competitive nature. I don't know.
There you go.
You want more points.
Maybe that could be good. But otherwise, bleh.
That's how I felt
It's just
too.
not my favorite. I know, it's just not our favorites, but that's okay.
I said for me, I'm like, I don't like, 'cause they said a lot of it is like, you got to get in the competitive nature to where you're worried about, like, you don't want to be the one with the least amount of points. I would be perfectly fine having the least amount of points. Like, you
I
can't
didn't even
shame
want to
me.
show up.
Yeah, I'll be the slacker. That's fine.
So I think the Google Doc too would just be someone getting too excited to have some organization with it.
That is way too much of a type A personality for any of us, I think.
Unless you win a gift card, if you do get the most points, then
Now we're talking.
Now we're changing our attitude. Suddenly Thanksgiving is just the most special time of the year, isn't it?
That's what we need for Thanksgiving, some prizes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Find more Riot content online. riot.radiou.com.
What often comes with Thanksgiving in many states is also deer hunting season.
It is that time.
Yeah, it just kicked off.
But you think about, too, a lot of times, like, the first day of deer hunting season, there's certain, like, schools that'll take that day off.
Yeah, that's true.
Because all the kids are going to go hunting.
Yeah, you learn more doing that than you could ever
would in
learn.
algebra.
You could never learn in school. This is I didn't realize, but I do know people, and I remember this, that like Thanksgiving around this time, when I would go back to Maryland for Thanksgiving with my family, my brother, a lot of times he'd be heading out, or his friends would be heading out, and they'd be doing hunting this weekend. So he may be hunting right now for all I know.
What was wild is my dad used to go hunting like every Thanksgiving Day morning.
It was a tradition?
It was a tradition. He used to go like every Thanksgiving Day morning. He took my older brother a couple times, but my mom quickly shut that down because it was just too much. Like Thanksgiving morning, going and spending hours hunting or whatever, and then coming back and trying to get everything ready for Thanksgiving. It was just too much going on.
If you go out hunting on Thanksgiving morning, you'd almost have to hope you don't get a kill.
Yeah, exactly. What do you do if you shoot a deer?
Yeah.
But
who's going to be taking care of this thing?
Exactly. The rest of the day is all like, that's all what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think that my dad isn't so much of a hunter as he was when he was younger too. But so I never got to go, which I feel kind of robbed.
You feel regretful for that?
I feel as if I should have gotten a shot to go out there.
Gotten a shot.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think
I never would have been able to shoot one?
You think your dad would take you now if he knew?
If I asked him, he would maybe consider. He knows I would not be good at. Like I would not be able to do it.
What is the part you wouldn't be able to do?
I wouldn't be able to hit the deer.
Just miss.
Yeah, my accuracy would be wild.
Yeah.
I have not shot a gun very many times in my life. My older brother way more than me because yet again, my dad was like growing up taking him hunting. By the time that I was old enough, my dad was kind of out of his hunting phase. So that was never a thing that we really did together.
I feel like people too, if you don't know anything about hunting, you assume that just like every time you go, you get a deer. But even if you see one, right, it's hard to actually hit it because they move quick and it's hard to get the gun aimed right.
There's a reason that every time that somebody actually kills a deer, they post like 1 million photos of it.
Right, because it's not easy.
And there's a reason that they literally take like the head of the deer and mount it in their basement.
Yeah.
Because it's hard.
Yeah. I'm also seeing here that, you have a certain picture in your mind of what a hunter looks like. And of course, I got the bright orange. But did you know that in many states now, they're encouraging hunters to, instead of wearing bright orange, wear bright pink instead because it's safer, it's more visible to other hunters.
Yeah, there's big issues with
that. But a lot of hunters are having issues, because, you can picture a macho man not wanting to be out there in camo and bright pink.
Yeah, like you think about like that color of orange, for whatever reason, even though that is not a macho color, that bright orange color isn't like...
No, but it's not, maybe just because it's associated with hunting, but it's not like... feminine.
It's not feminine either, but that wouldn't be like, but they'd wear that other than just going hunting though.
Yeah, that's true.
Like guys who hunt wear that same color of orange like in their normal day-to-day life if they're big hunters.
Sometimes they just always are wearing that hat.
Exactly. But they would never, but when it comes to bright pink, they're like, no chance.
Yeah, even if you could be consider wearing it hunting, you wouldn't wear it out and about. But this is big for the gals though.
Yeah, for the lady hunters.
And from growing up where I did in Maryland, I know Maryland, Pennsylvania, that area, there was a lot of gals that were hunters. They had just as good a time as guys doing it.
And this can go one of two ways now for if you're like a hunting fam, right? You have people that go hunting. Now that Christmas time's coming, now for the guys, if you're like trying to get your girl into it maybe, then you get her a bunch of pink stuff.
Oh,
or
that's one way to go.
If you're a girl who's always upset because your boyfriend keeps on going hunting all the time and isn't spending enough time with you, just buy him a bunch of pink hunting gear that he has to wear so when he goes out, he feels kind of silly.
That's enough of that. For more Riot content, head to riot.radiou.com.